told you about the Ray-Ban ones?
Mm-hmm.
So we can go out.
Yeah, you showed me.
Yeah. Did I show you the red lens?
The red lenses. Yeah.
They're fucking dope, dude. I've never worn like that color, like blue light blocking out in anywhere, really, just like at the computer. And it is a whole different world.
I'm sure.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
I've never done red lenses. I've done
You gotta try them out.
I've done yellow.
When we get outside, it's I don't know. It's like an apocalyptic.
Yeah, I don't like when something is tinted for too long.
I get that.
I like the range.
It's crazy. Like I'll be walking in here with them, and every screen is just red, but everything else is like a normal color. And then all the screen, like you try them out.
They look normal when you're walking around.
It looks pretty normal until you go outside, and then it's just like this nice little like comforting haze. It's I don't know.
Interesting.
I like them immediately. However, in the same way, like I don't want to wear them all the time. But I even sat out on the back porch the other morning and just wore them while I was reading. It was like just nice. I don't know what it was.
Did it feel like it affected your eyes?
No, I mean, it felt like comfortable. Like I wasn't like the sun was on me and stuff, and I was just sitting there like, you know, not having to do this when the light hit the page.
Do they work as sunglasses also?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I have another set of lenses. Like I specifically bought those Ray-Ban ones, then went and bought they came with sunglass lenses, like dark black ones. And then I went on to like some third party that finally started making them that made those red light ones.
Cool.
They're fucking pretty cool, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm liking them. Look pretty nifty.
Yeah.
I've done the yellow glasses, but that's just at night on the motorcycle.
Yeah. I did those too.
Like I don't mind on the bike at night because you can't tell anyways.
Yeah. I tried wearing the yellow ones when it was like driving at night, like when we were traveling. They don't do anything for me. My eyes are fucking terrible at night.
Yeah.
But on the bike, it was completely different. Yeah. On the bike, I felt comfortable. I could actually see things.
Yeah, you feel like you can see a little more.
Yeah.
There's different types of glass manufacturers that do that. So I went to one specific company that made them really, really bright.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you do a ton of night riding?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just leaving bars?
I mean, That's what I did. Over the years. Yeah.
I'm not saying anymore.
Typically when I've been out to Sturgis, we'll hang out at night, but try not to ride too far. So like if we ride out to like Devil's Tower and all that, then that's usually a later night that we get back into town. Yeah. At night. But typically everybody tries to get there.
How far is Devil's Tower from Sturgis? It's not far.
It's not terribly far, but there's a big loop that we go on our way out there.
Yeah.
And so
the Black Hills.
Yeah, the loop that we take, we go out past like there's a place called Stonehouse.
Okay.
And we go to a little town called Aladdin. It's really just like a one stop, one building gas station / general store.
Okay.
And then we go around like a back way into Devil's Tower.
Yeah, me and Matt went through. It would have been right after COVID started. We went through, and they were still going to have the rally. We were there a week before, so we got a decent amount of it, but got to like pop around. We were only there for 6 or 7 hours, and then we split, and then went to Devil's Tower, and then to the Badlands. And
Devil's Tower is cool.
I liked it a lot. It was fun.
Yeah, the Badlands are more if you're on your way in or out.
Yeah.
Because Sturgis is on the other side of the state. The Black Hills, you go ride through when you're in Sturgis.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I was there that year also. But I would have been there a week later.
Right.
But now the pre-rally gets so big.
Well, I know that's what
like you can
we
go
were
during
coming.
pre-rally.
There's so many people already, and I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, the rally's like next week."
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, okay.
And it's tough because it gets so busy that it gets so busy out there that like the rides are what are so cool.
Yeah.
About that experience. Like the rides are beautiful.
Right.
Some of the best rides ever.
Except for the bugs.
Yeah, the bugs can be a pain. But like it's tough because if you're gonna go out there, you want to experience the rally, at the same time, it makes riding the cool rides more difficult because you got to wait on people and there's so much more traffic and all that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a trade-off. And you used to be able to do the pre-rally, kind of get in and get out and go have your fun without as much partying. But now
you have
now
you have to have a pre-rally for the pre-rally.
yeah, I think pre-rally is as big as probably
That's what
the
I
rally
thought.
itself.
Yeah.
But it's been a couple of years since I've been out there. I'm gonna try and go next year.
I think this is
The B.A.D project is about finding those small distractions that keep you moving when life tries to pin you down. That's what our gear stands for. They're reminders you can wear, carry, and share to push through those hard days. Every shirt, every hat, every sticker helps spread the message. When you're wearing it, you're not just buying our merch, you're backing the mission. We're building more than just a brand. As we roll out B.A.D activity events, your support helps make them possible. With new drops, holiday specials, and surprises always around the corner, we really are just getting started. If you want to go even deeper, hit our new Patreon for B.A.D Thoughts episodes, bonus content, behind the scenes, and a closer seat in this community we're building. We're even doing giveaways. So check out the gear at thebadproject.com, hit our Patreon, and follow us on all the socials to stay locked in. This movement's only growing, and you're going to be a part of it. Thanks for everything you guys are doing. Love you all.
10 too, isn't it? Like the 8. What year is it?
You always want
It's not an in between, right?
The 10s and the 5s are always like the biggest years, and I can't even remember what year just happened. It just got done earlier in the month, so I don't remember which year it is.
I don't know.
I look the year that I'm going.
Yeah,
you know?
I've always wanted to go, but then at the same time, especially me now, like I'm kind of out of the whole party gang and too many people.
Yeah, I mean, I never have cared for the amount of people, but generally speaking, it's actually like pretty chill.
Is that
like, despite what you think?
I wouldn't think like
know?
I don't have the thought that there's just a bunch of fights and shit. Like
no,
I don't have it. I assume it's like
yeah,
but I still assume it's like a party crowd and it's going all night long. And
it kind of depends on where you go, right? Like there's different campgrounds and places to stay that you're getting the party.
Yeah,
and that's part of the package. Like Full Throttle, Buffalo Chip are a couple of really big ones. Cool. Yeah, Full Throttle is cool. I've stayed at that campground there, Peppy Hole, a few times, and I usually just camp tent.
Is it Full Throttle? Is that the one I'm thinking where everything's like made of metal? Is that what I'm thinking?
I mean, a lot of it is.
Like all the bars, all the seats, everything is like
they've got
welded
quite a bit
sweet stuff.
That's
together.
like their new location because the old one had burnt down.
Yeah,
so they've been building it up every year. Every year I go back, they've added more to the whole deal. But there's other places you can stay that are more laid back. I think like the next time I go, I'm gonna stay in like the Black Hills somewhere and like do like a cabin or something and go do the rides. Really, if you want to go party, you just go downtown and that's where the party's at. But usually you can take a shuttle to do that because I mean they just hire out so many cops that like you don't want to get busted going from town to your campground if you are drinking. So I've been able to go out there and I've never really been a huge drinker. I definitely have my fun there and probably drink more there than usual, but I'm still not like a partier like that. So
out riding around in it and stuff.
I prefer, there's a lot of times I go out there and I don't party at all. Kind of just go out. For me it's kind of like been a reset. Like when I do go, it's usually the only vacation that I'm able to take at all for the entire year. And so it's been like kind of like a reset for me because I go pretty hard here with the kids and all that. So it's been a place that like I can pitch a tent and like lay on the ground and try to reset my circadian rhythm and get a good night's sleep. But the rides are beautiful. So you get up, have your breakfast, your coffee, you go ride all day. These, there's different loops that are really, really beautiful. Yeah. And you ride those and try to make it back before sundown. And
did you do you ride all the way out there typically? Yeah. You don't ever trailer?
I've trailered once.
Yeah.
I don't know that unless I'm riding out there with someone because it's their first time. And like, I think you should ride out there
the first time.
I mean, at some point you should. I think it's really cool to ride out there your first time because it's way different showing up to town and rolling through town on your bike, especially from here. It's a decent cruise. So, you kind of prove it to yourself that you're getting the miles in to go.
Yeah.
And it's different when you have been there and you've ridden there and back, versus trailering, and you get a different
Yeah, you got to
type
earn
of
it.
respect.
I get that. Yeah.
So it was always cool for me because I was younger, like one of the younger guys with the Harley, and even though I wasn't necessarily riding as much around here because of work and kids and all that, like just doing that trip and riding out there and coming back, I've always gotten like respect for the fact that I've ridden out there and back.
Right.
So, and then the trips home, generally I've ridden out with somebody. On the way back, I'm usually trying to get back in time for work or kids.
Right.
And so
Just
I'm
trying
like
to
solo and I just straight shot it.
Yeah.
I'll leave one night way past when I'm supposed to. And so then I'm trying to make up the difference and just pull off the side of the road, lay back on your bags, for 15, 20 minutes
Yeah.
and then
Keep going.
Yeah. It's the worst ride
It's
ever.
Terrible. Yeah.
Like if you're not stopping.
I haven't ridden out there, but I rode to Tennessee once. And like that's the one thing I do miss. I was talking to my buddy here, and we were talking about how it is on a bike, and it's like half the reason I quit riding is because of other people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like if I could just appear my bike in the nicest rides, I would do it all the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I miss. There's something about it,
Yeah.
There's something about the beautiful rides. There's something about like just. Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, it's just like everything kind of gets quiet when you're going through some nice curves and.
Yeah, it's its own experience. It's I feel like it's the closest thing to like flying.
That's
like
not
like flying an airplane, but if you could imagine the feeling of flying.
Yeah.
I think when you're on a bike and you're getting the full effect of like the wind and the elements and like
every little movement
you
you
see
make,
it all
like,
different.
yeah.
It's super relaxing. It can be definitely therapeutic.
Yeah.
And I would ride a lot more. I'd love to ride to work and back, but it's just there's so many people on the highways that I have to take there that like,
especially to Detroit, dude. That's not like
it's not.
I remember I took my bike one time for a wedding of my friends, and I left at like 9 o'clock at night to get to the hotel, and I cruised all the way there. Like I drove faster than I should have. Dude, the amount of people at 9 o'clock at night, even heading all the way out to Detroit, I was like, this is terrifying.
Yeah.
I was just getting away from people the entire time.
Yeah. I mean, if you know where you're going, it's easier. But just in general, like there's more people on the road.
Our roads suck too.
And the roads are terrible. Yeah. So, I mean, for me, I think what it really comes down to is in the morning, like I want to be able to sip my coffee and listen to a book or music or whatever and get my mind right. And as early as I have to leave to get to the site, it's like you're in the dark and freezing. So then you take a half an hour to like warm up and acclimate yourself. And it's just, then at the end of a long day, then hop on the bike and have to deal with all that traffic. It's like, no, I want to sit in the AC and listen to my music.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely liked the lifestyle of riding all the time, because when I got it, I was just like, no, I'm riding it no matter what, snow, rain, everything. And I did.
Oh yeah.
But I had my paybacks from it. Like, I about got frostbite on my hands because I was, too big and strong to need gloves. No, I'll never do that again.
No.
Like I enjoyed that kind of toughening for myself, but there was no need for it.
Yeah.
I could have just enjoyed every ride the way,
Yeah, I've
the weather
definitely
allowed.
Definitely. I think the more you ride, the more you do get the mindset that a lot of like bikers have, which is just like, leave me alone. I just want to ride, do my thing.
Yeah.
I don't care about your opinion or whatever.
Don't care about anything.
So
I just want to ride my bike.
it's like, there's been times I'm throwing like sweatpants on under or over something and a hoodie, because it's 20, 25 degrees colder.
Always
on the bike.
have an extra hoodie in the saddlebags.
Yeah. I mean, I've ridden in some funny outfits trying to get somewhere and back just because I'm like, I don't feel like freezing tonight. So we're going to layer up. But
yeah, I mean, dude, I took mine, countless times. I mean, I was being a show off. My ego was super high when I had it, or like when I first got it, it lowered down a lot as I started to ride and realized like this is literally just for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I took it into fields where my buddies had field parties, and I was like, eventually, I'm like, what am I?
Yeah.
It's a brand new bike. Like,
Yeah.
why am I doing this?
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. It's definitely fun. But yeah, eventually, I think everybody kind of gets to a point where they're like, it's my ride, and I have to keep myself safe and have
Keeping
the kind
yourself safe nowadays is almost impossible.
have the kind of fun I want to have, and
Yeah.
do what I want and go where I want. That's the whole point. It's fun to do it with people, though. It's a lot more fun riding with groups. And
I really enjoyed my buddies just took me right in. The moment I had a bike, they're like, first of all, before I even had one, they were all like, go get bikes.
Yeah.
And actually, me and one of my good friends, we walked right into the Harley dealership. I bought a brand new one. He bought a used one. We both walked right back out. And a month later, I walked back in. I traded in that new one for a Street Glide because I couldn't. It was like the remake of the Dynas. The Sport Glides was like their remake of the Dynas, and it was too small. I was like, I'm gonna kill myself on this thing. So I got a Street Glide, and then all of a sudden, everybody came out of the woodworks. They're like, "Hey, you want to ride with us? Hey, you want to ride with us?"
Yeah.
It's a fun community. I mean, there's definitely some bad ones that you can get into, but it is something nice to kind of just jump on and get your mind clear.
Yeah,
I really enjoy it.
I would ride more and plan to. I've just been so busy with kids and all that. I'm just trying to.
I'm ready to get another one.
Yeah,
but I'm not.
I think my kids are getting old enough to where over the next couple of years I'll be able to do more riding and kind of life in general. I can kind of acclimate a little more to my wants or needs.
Yeah,
more.
They have to come first, obviously.
So, just taking it in stride. It's sitting there in the garage. At least I'm not putting a ton of miles on it right now.
Right.
So, I think it's funny. I got mine a month before Sturgis because a buddy of mine got a Sportster. Yeah. So I went to go get a Dyna, and I wanted to get a lowrider, and they didn't make them anymore. So I got a Wide Glide. Yeah. And so I like that bike. I love it. I'm gonna keep it, even though I've been tempted to trade it in to get something else. I'd really like a Road Glide. But
the same. I mean, I'm in that boat now. Like when I first got mine, I was in a bad place. I was selling drugs. I was like, doing all of this terrible shit that, took me into a bad place. And so when I started to get my life around, I still have my bike, and I'm like, how the hell did I afford $600 a month and $200 a month for insurance?
You find a way, dude. When you have a bike,
I started to find a way, but I was like, oh yeah, I was fucking, selling drugs, I was doing all this shit that wasn't good for me.
I just paid my Harley bill. I paid my bike bill before anything else to make sure that, no matter what, that thing is going to be there.
No, I unfortunately lost mine after COVID. It was like some stipulation bullshit. So I missed like 2 payments, got caught back up, and then when I called in to make the last $80 payment of being caught back up, they're like,
"Oh no, full balance.
No, this is done. Like it's in repo." And I'm like, "Well, I've been paying it. Where's that money been going?" "Oh, I don't know. You can't do anything. Where do you want us to come get it?" And I was like, "Come find it." Click, and then I had it for like 3 more years. But
every crew's got that one guy who shows up late, drinks gas station mud, and wonders why he feels like trash by lunch. Don't be that guy. Construction Coffee Co. isn't cheap sludge. It's small batch coffee roasted to keep you moving when everyone else is crying about their backs. Smooth enough to sit black, strong enough to keep you upright when your foreman's breathing down your neck. Fuck that guy. And yeah, they've got gear too. Shirts, hats, workwear built tough enough for the job site, not that pajama junk your apprentice wears. This stuff actually holds up when you're crawling through mud or hanging steel. They're there for you to roast beans and roast you. Just like you do with your buddies on the job. Because that's the culture. Talk trash, laugh hard, and get it done. Construction Coffee Co. Clock in, drink up, shut up. Go to constructioncoffeeco.com to get yours.
I definitely miss the riding, but
it's just, it's not necessarily the greatest area or time with as many people are on their phones as they are. But I mean, for me, I think if you create some time and ride with a few people, makes it a lot safer.
I think, I mean, but we can talk about that too. It's like creating the time to go and do the things that you want to do. I mean, you have kids, but
It's tough.
I'm sure there might be like your life is really busy right now. So
Yeah.
it's damn near impossible for you to stop
Yeah.
and go for a ride and leave the kids and go and find somebody to ride with at a specific time
Yeah.
and not, have to worry about traffic where you're at and all that other shit too.
Yeah.
Um,
For a little while, I mean, I've tried to go about it different ways. For a little while, I was hanging out with the guys I was riding with, which had its pros and cons.
Yeah.
I just am not as available to that community as I would need to be, basically.
Yeah.
Kids are too young, and that's okay. It's probably, that's okay.
it's probably, yeah.
Someday when they're a little older. But, that's why I used to do the trip to Sturgis, is I'd be able to kind of block off the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And, I'd work it out with my mom or whoever to, be available and give me some help with kids, and I'd ride out. And, but I'm, like I'm a softie, even like when I'm gone for 3 or 4 days, especially on the bike, if it's somewhere far enough that I can't get right back, I stress when I'm away from my kids, like I've got like homesick on the knuckles. It's not anything cool or tough.
Yeah.
It's like I just miss my kids when I'm not around them, but they're getting older, so I have to be cool with them,
Going to friends' houses and
going their way a little more.
I
And
get that.
so as they're getting older, I'll find more time to do that kind of stuff. And in the meantime, I try to pull them into things that I'm doing that are positive, or get myself into things that they're doing. I've coached a couple of times, and they're in sports, so that keeps me busy. And
taking them on little vacations whenever you can to go hiking and
little stuff. We don't get to go do a lot of that, but locally I'm trying to do more of it on the weekends. And
that'll just drive them into doing more positive things when they're older too, which is good.
I mean, they both like,
I know that's what you're
they like to work out, so that's something we can all do together, and little stuff like that. They're good kids, and they also want to be able to take care of themselves, and so we find stuff, so bring them along for whatever we do for doing stuff. So.
No, and I mean that's that'll be fun too.
Luckily, they're polite most of the time and well mannered, so it's not like there's some kids I'm like can't hang with them. Like, don't bring your kid, but so far I have good feedback about mine, so I'm doing something halfway right.
Man, when we're stuck and we can't like find the time to do stuff daily, I think like you said, like being able to block something off specifically for like a week period, or even if it's like 3-day, 4-day period every 2 months or something like that, where you can just like go out and do the things that you really like to do. It doesn't necessarily have to happen every single day.
Right.
But again, that's another one of those baby steps. Like you might block off some time to go spend some time up, camping or whatever. And then as you do that more, like every 2 months, you might begin to realize like, oh, I don't like the lifestyle that I like camping is secluded, and where I'm living is so populated.
Yeah.
Like maybe I should move myself away from there and have more of that seclusion.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. You know, you might be in seclusion and you might like being in a more populated. So it's like taking those breaks, even if it's like once a year or whatever, might give you the reset to realize like, holy, like I don't like how I'm living my life right now.
I definitely have noticed that a lot. Anytime, and I'm sure you can relate, anytime I'm in nature, I'm like, I just, dude, can I move out here into the middle of nowhere? Like, can I live on this mountain? May I?
It's funny. I was just talking to my buddy. We were talking about how cheap the plane tickets were for me and Cass. We leave for Colorado on Wednesday. So we were sitting there talking about how cheap I got them for like $200. And that's me and her round trip. And he goes, oh, so you're not coming home? And I was like, no, unfortunately, it's round trip. And then I was talking to my therapist, and he's like, you don't have to get on that return flight. And I was like, correct, but I know I need to.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
I'm working on shit, but
it's true.
Eventually we'll have our facilities and stuff to bounce around from and be able to help people and be able to enjoy all that is. Like, I could just stop. I mean, it's hard. We were actually over at my grandma's. Wait, I don't think you were there. Were you there? You met that guy who lived in Alaska?
The one with the plane? No, that wasn't me. I don't
No,
think.
okay. So his mom had just passed.
Mm.
He lives remote in Alaska,
Mm.
in a town of like 400 people. Him and his wife, completely off the grid. And we were just talking to him, and Cass was like, "I'd love to do that," and I was like, "Man, that sounds great." And then he starts explaining how it's not that great, but
Mhm.
it is worth it.
Mm.
He's like, we literally pick our house, like we have to lower our houses, or like there are certain sheds or whatever. In order to get them, they move them up with the snow and then move them back down and then move them back up, and move them back down. And I don't know. I mean, everything he was talking about, I was like, I did not like. You don't.
Yeah, it's hard work.
Yeah.
It's especially if you're living.
Yeah, I didn't think about
off the grid like that.
I didn't think about it until I talked to Matt, and we were talking about this concept of, it's not just the cost of the plane. I think I've talked to you about that. So like, I was like, damn, it's not just the cost to fucking move into Alaska. It's
Right.
the cost of everything you have to pay in order to do it.
Yeah.
But every one of my friends that have gone up there, every single one of them still to this day will be like, no, I'm buying a place. Like, we're going to move there.
Yeah,
eventually.
I mean, I think when you actually allow yourself to experience that kind of stuff, and if you do it more often, even if it's just visits or vacations, you realize that if you focus on it, you make it a priority, you absolutely can figure out a way to work it in. I think a lot of people spend money, at least have a little room in the money that they receive if they're getting, a paycheck, where some of that is getting spent on nonsense.
Yeah.
Like we all have a threshold of nonsense that goes there, whether it's buying some coffee or, a snack or whatever it is. And if you just refocus that, you really could make a lifestyle like that happen. But it's
just laying
so much easier said than
exactly. And I do it all the time too. It's just laying priorities where they need to be. Yeah, I mean, I'm victim to that all the time. I do it to myself all the time.
Yeah, I was speaking of bikes and then this lifestyle. I've related some of this together, where I was told once upon a time, you get the Harley jacket, then you get the Harley, and that's how it happened for me, right? Like I got a Harley jacket, I traded somebody for a tattoo,
Yeah.
brand new jacket.
You beat
Like,
it up
this
in
is
the
sweet,
gravel
man.
first, right?
No, of course not. I wore it,
Yeah.
and got it worn. But brand new jacket, it was awesome. It was great. And then it kind of works out where like I want to be more self-sufficient and self-sustaining, and so I got the chickens. And I'm like, I started with the chickens, even though I don't have the space,
Right.
really don't have the space that I want.
You got to push yourself into the life you want to live, though.
Yeah.
Like the life that intrigues you, you have to. No one else is going to push you to do it.
Yeah.
No one else is going to push you to do your dreams. Nobody, like, it's up to you, and you just have to push yourself into it. So you want a Harley? Go buy the jacket first.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be, I mean, you go wear that around, everyone, at least everyone in my community would be like, where's your bike?
Where's the bike?
And you're going to get sick and tired of being
Motivated.
hassled
Yeah.
and bullied
Yeah.
until you get the bike.
Yeah. I think a lot of people sit on ideas and desires and wants that aren't just, focused on. And it's just like burning desires that people have for stuff that, everybody sits on. So I'm just trying to be more intentional with taking action towards those things.
Sometimes I think we use it all. Like, I know I've definitely done it to where I've like had dreams and stuff, and I won't chase them just for an excuse to be like, well, my cards weren't dealt to get to that dream.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's not like but I feel like it's just human behavior. It's just something that, like, you hear somebody else complaining and then you feed right into it and you start complaining. You don't need to do that.
Right.
And I think we just all get sucked into it. Like, who can
Oh, yeah.
complain more?
Yeah.
Whose life?
Oh, yeah.
Who can't trace? Who can't chase their dreams more?
Yeah.
You
I talk about all this stuff in here with you, and like I try to live by these philosophies and thoughts that we talk about. And I was at work the other day and I was listening to a guy that I hadn't had on the site before, and I was listening to him have a conversation with somebody about the work he had to do. And after 15 minutes of hearing it, like I walk away and I just got to thinking, I'm like, do I complain like that? Because I'll vent and I'll complain, you know. And I stepped away and thought about it, and I'm like, I have to change that.
Yeah, the answer is yes. We all do.
Listening to that just for 15 minutes, I'm like, if I sound anything like that, it's something that I want to get rid of, you know, and eliminate out of my vocabulary. But it's so much easier said than done.
Dude, I mean, I do the same thing, and it's the funny thing is after the fact, like I'll do just that. And then if anybody else comes around me complaining, I'm like, dude, you got to stop complaining.
Don't bring that energy here.
like I've had the idea, or like I was so self-aware that I'd been doing it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, it's like I'm now hyper focused on the fact that I'm complaining.
Yeah.
Cassidy will catch me all the time, man, especially with stuff in here. You know, I let myself do too much sometimes. It's just I've always been somebody to have a full plate, and so. With B.A.D, it's like it's never been a thing that I wanted it to feel like a chore for me to do. And so my vocabulary is a lot of like I got to get this done. I have to do this. I have to do this. And then she'll catch me and be like, you get to do all of this stuff. You get to be here at home working on all of the things that you're dreaming to do. Like, and I have to take a step to not feel defensive in that moment because I'm like, no, I have to get it done. You don't understand.
You don't understand.
But in reality, she does understand, and she understands it more than me because she's not in the forest with me.
Right.
You know, so it's like, it's nice to have that, like have a partner or friends or whoever who are like, it's okay. Like, we're just going to get it done. Nate actually like walked me through, like I had a huge fucking list in front of me of all the stuff that we're trying to get done before September 1st and before we leave for Colorado. And I was just like frantic. I already wasn't feeling great. And he's just like, just do this first. Like, just get up off the computer and do this shit first. And that's what we did.
Yeah.
We knocked everything out.
Cool.
All the team got all their shirts and
sweet.
Yeah. So
I did. Thank you.
Looks
Appreciate
good.
that.
Well, you know,
Appreciate that.
That's your image.
It is. It's cool. It's weird wearing something that you come up with.
Do you want to explain why it's like that?
I mean, I took the logo and in talking about like a mental health spin on things, I know there's a lot of stereotypes about mental health, and so for me, it was the idea or inspiration came from like ink blots. I forget what I was reading about in psychology, but it went through some ink blot stuff. It might have been The Body Keeps the Score. I don't know if they reference it. I think he references ink blots in there in terms of like evaluations.
Yeah.
But something had sparked that and that idea like, oh, ink blots, you know, and so I just started playing around with the butterfly, you know, and there's a version of it that has more gradient shading in it, and
just doesn't work right on a t-shirt yet, but we'll get there.
Grays and stuff in it, but it looks pretty cool. A little smeared ink or whatever. So
yeah, I'm trying to, you know, hone our images and stuff in like we talked about, you know, more on that, and that's why it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's going back to, you know, early psychology,
the early
days.
stuff.
Yeah, back in some mental asylums and zapping people to, you know.
But I like it. I think it.
Yeah.
I think it. I don't know. In my opinion, kind of encapsulates the ideology, or maybe not ideology, but the idea around mental health and awareness of it. You know, I think everybody deals with it, and the awareness that we personally have to it is one variable that is not the same for everybody. You know, not everybody knows where they're at. And then having people around you that see that as well. There's a stigma towards a lot of that if it's not been discussed or, you know.
Cass & Co. Upscale Thrift is redefining resale. Think timeless fashion, luxury brands, and curated pieces, all at prices that let you stay stylish without the splurge. Whether you're hunting for vintage classics or this season's designer staples, we'll make high-end accessible, dress like you own the runway for a fraction of the price.
I was just like, I was reading something the other day, and it kind of throws me off a little because, you know, we're trying to get people to really look at themselves and like do the real work. And there's this thing where think I was talking to Noah about it, but it's like being in therapy and stuff is like a trend now more than it's actually helping people. It's more
Yeah.
like you can just like you can be a shitty person and just say, "Oh, well, I'm in therapy."
Yeah.
And it's just like a frustrating. I don't know. I read an article about it. I didn't know if you had heard anything about that or saw like that kind of.
I mean, I definitely have.
Yeah.
I think there's been an uptick since, social media has gotten more popular just with trending ideology. And, there's like buzzwords that a lot of people use, like toxic and narcissist. And, there are definitely, there are real elements to those things, and they are important and valid and all of that, but not everyone is a narcissist or toxic. Like sometimes you bring your own toxicity to the situation, and
not everything is a trigger. Not
right. Yeah. Trigger. I'm triggered, all that. And, so I definitely think that, there's a lot going on right now where people know that mental health is something that is important and needs to be prioritized. And so it becomes like, I don't want to call it a fad, right? Because it's important, and it's all
important. But
like,
if you're doing the real work, it's important. But otherwise,
for sure,
it does become like if you're just, it's the same thing. Like if I'm just saying I'm going to work out,
right?
Like I'm a part of the work, like people who are working out. But if I'm not actually working out, eventually I'm a fraud.
Yeah, and you can have different types of workouts. You can like go to the gym and not actually get a good workout in. You can go and you can maintain, or you can go and grow. So there's different levels to it. I think some people are like, if you don't get a good therapist that outlines something to you in the way of what they're seeing, or if you don't have a good dialogue and understanding with your therapist, I think it's really hard to know what the purpose is, right? Like you might have people tell you need to go to therapy, and you could go to therapy, but if you don't have the right person that you're working with to help like guide you through
someone
this
who's
journey of self-realization,
not necessarily push you, but
it's
gonna help you through the steps.
Yeah, it's easy enough to go somewhere and just talk for an hour. So like if you're in talk therapy, it's good to have somebody that is like understands where you think you have hangups and is helping to push you through those challenges or things to look at maybe from the past to heal. I know we've talked about it in the past. A lot of people carry things with them, and that ends up coming up to the surface in other areas of life. And so a lot of therapy, I don't think necessarily comes from a desire to go, and more so like negative events in life happening. And then it's like a response to that. So therapy, I think, is initially for some people kind of tough to even start. Like I like going. I like to figure myself out and like learn more about myself. But
I think that stems from a place where we used to not.
Right. And it's different when it's court ordered, or you hurt somebody you care about and you're going because you feel ashamed and guilty already. Mm-hmm. And, but I think if you give it the right attitude and you give it the right priority, then I think it does become enjoyable to peel back some of the layers.
Yeah. If I could tell anybody, like the biggest question that when I was going into therapy the first time, I wasn't nervous about going in, but that's just me. My biggest question is what can I do here to learn? What can I do here to learn everything I can about myself?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's mysteries in myself that I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And talking through this with somebody who isn't in the situation can tell me whether I am completely right or wrong or somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And I think that if people can go in and they genuinely can go in asking that, like, what can I learn about myself? There's mysteries to myself.
Mm-hmm.
How can I get through this and learn and progress and become a better human through it?
Yeah.
Not just I'm going to go to therapy because like X, Y, and Z, like we said, and just because all of my friends in high school are in therapy,
right,
or something, where it does become some kind of fad. Like if you're gonna be doing something, do it all the way.
For sure. Yeah, I agree. I know that for myself, I think I've always been introspective and been curious about myself, right? And how I work and whatever. But for me, like feeling shitty about something and the desire to just not feel so terrible anymore was like my driving factor. So when I would go to therapy, I'd have to lay it all out. And then my goal was tell me what I should do or think about or focus on to make myself feel better.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, well, you get to choose all that, you know, like you can choose it right now,
Right.
you know? And so then you know, I don't know. I've had
Then you
good
learn-
experiences with
you-
therapy. I haven't had bad experiences.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it is self-driven though. You know, you have to have the curiosity of within yourself to want to understand how you operate.
Yeah, and
know?
you have to go in there willing to take back the tools
Mhm.
that they give you.
Absolutely.
And like a good therapist will leave you with tools. They'll leave you, mine will text me almost every single time we'll be talking about something. And he'll be like, oh, well, hey, here's something, here's forms or whatever, a booklet to work through. Here's this, here's that. Or,
Some tools or some homework.
Yeah.
You know, there's definitely been times where like there's an expectation that I've spent time doing something in between sessions, and when I've held to that, it's always been beneficial. You know, I like therapists that won't give you their time if you're not taking it seriously. Because I don't like therapy is expensive. I don't want to pay to just go vent to somebody. And for a long time, that's what I did.
Yeah.
I would go to therapy and I would just literally just rattle off the same frustrations and stresses that I would talk about with a friend. And it was like, why am I just cycling through these thoughts
Right.
over and over? Like, I need this to be something that produces a changed thought pattern or behavior or something.
Did
I need
that-
it to feel different.
did that change come from you or did you change therapists? To somebody who pushed you a little bit more?
I think both.
Yeah.
I think it was a mutual frustration, and I wasn't frustrated with the therapist. I was frustrated that I kept feeling the same. And so when I would bring that up, when I brought that up, it was like, well, you're still doing all the same stuff. So, when you're ready to do more, I have more for you to do. And that kind of, it's like, okay,
That
I
makes
need
sense.
to because it's really easy to sit there and have that conversation similar to like giving great advice to a friend, but not taking it for yourself,
Yeah.
So it's really easy to sit there in that office and talk about whatever's on your mind and have all the motivation in the world to do it different. And then you go home, you do your thing for the night, you get up the next day and you're like there again in that space. And, so like, I think it absolutely comes down to the intention that you put behind it and the will to take action. We've talked about journaling and stuff. It's like journaling is great and I always benefit from it, but I don't do it as much as I should.
It's funny how many of my friends now that we, started selling the journals and stuff and how much I've talked, like we've talked about it. I've been like, man, I used to journal. I think I remember when I was a kid and I used to write things down or they're reading and they're like, man, I remember like Matt had just made a post about his dad reading to him. He's like, dude, I don't like, Matt used to read a lot and, I'm glad that he's getting back into it and stuff, but it's just funny. Like my buddy came over here and he's like, how do I journal? And I was like, sit down. Here's a notebook. Here. What are you thinking about? And he's like, starts talking to me and I go, no, just write it down.
Yeah.
Write it down, reread it if you want to. If you don't want to, don't reread it right now.
Yeah.
And just do that once a day.
Yeah.
And eventually you're going to probably want to do it twice a day. Just at least block off the time to do it for 7 days in a row.
Right.
Do it for a week in a row.
Yeah. Well, and I think we were talking and I had talked about wanting to write a book for my kids, to like leave something for them. And you suggested like, why don't you just keep a diary?
Jim
like,
Rohn's library is what it is.
Keep your journal. And so since you said that, I'm like, yeah, this is something I really want to be doing because especially with technology, the way that it is, like I have a lot of things of my mom and grandparents, there are things that I have with me, but so much of our life is digital now and like turning into this digital age that like,
dude, if there was an EMP, I would lose 100,000 photos of people that I don't have in my life anymore.
Right. So for me, I think, the journaling is a way for no matter what, as long as there's not a fire or some catastrophic catastrophic event, there's a way for my kids to tap into like who I am more so than I would even put in a book. You know, like if I'm journaling and diarying,
You're talking to you. You're completely vulnerable with
Right.
yourself.
So I think I think in retrospect, no matter what situation you're in, there's a benefit from journaling or having a diary and being able to go back to that.
You know, I'm thinking about that now, even when it comes to like the whole Jim Rohn's library thing, like regardless if there's a fire, like, you know, so it's
okay.
like we can argue about the 1,000 things that could happen.
Yeah.
But when it comes to technology, like God forbid we all lose that all at once,
Mhm.
right? I think there's something to, you know, having the old photo albums. Like I used to love going through them.
Mhm.
I'd probably cry my eyes out going through them now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like having the physical journals, having the physical scrapbooks or the photo albums and
Mhm.
stuff, like that's something that you could easily do with your family.
Yeah.
Like everybody could get
Absolutely.
together. You could do a full photo dump of everybody's phones
Yeah.
and buy 50 photo albums or 100 photo albums off of fucking Amazon
Yeah.
and then load them up and just sit there, everybody enjoying pictures of themselves,
Yeah.
or of family members that have passed or whatever, because we don't have that anymore.
This
Like
is
all
true.
I can do is
That's
be
a good
like,
idea.
here, scroll
Yeah.
this through your phone.
It's a good idea. I have multiple phones that there's pictures
Pictures
of my
that-
kids growing up in that I never
Yeah.
uploaded or never took off of there that I need to go through and
Yeah.
try and pull off.
I think really, like, you know, me and Cass are still trying to do the whole, put the library in our whole room and stuff. It's a financing right now. It's just
Mhm.
trying to save up enough to literally remove everything and build bookshelves around.
Mhm.
And I'm capable of doing that. I did trim for the longest time.
Mhm.
However, it's just, you know, finances. But having like all of the journals of you writing all the time, like realistically, what is a notebook? $2?
Right.
And you're not going to fill it up. You could fill it up in a month.
Mhm.
$2 a month.
Yeah.
And then a photo album's probably $14-15.
Yeah.
That'll hold how many photos? And then the same thing with books. Like the amount of money, like you said, when we go and we buy a $7 coffee, or frankly from Starbucks, you want to buy an $11-12 coffee,
Right.
you can buy a book for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like you can, it's really prioritizing those things and building a better library for yourself when it comes to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
that library is just going to keep growing, and it's just going to, and then it'll just get passed along too.
Yeah.
You know, you'll always have a reference. If you have somebody going through something, you could walk right into your library at home and pick out a journal or pick
Mhm.
out a book or pick out photos or something to be able to help them through that.
Oh yeah.
So
Let me get my journal from 2015.
2015. Yeah.
That's funny.
The years fly by. It's crazy. I told you I decided to go back to school and was going through trying to figure out, you know, what credits I need, because I have prereqs I have to take now and all this other stuff. And first of all, I started panicking because semester starts August 25th. I haven't been to school. I graduated in 2012. I went to
2012.
college. I know.
Young buck.
I went to college in 2014 for literally like half a semester.
Mhm.
And then I got a promotion at work. They offered to pay me salary to run the retail store for the detailing cars and stuff. And then the moment that we got it, I was like, oh, this is great money. I'm still going to be able to go to school. Then they're like, no, we have 5 other stores that you're going to run. And I'm like, what?
Mhm.
So then I was like, oh, okay, well, the salary's good. I can do it. Got myself a new truck. Then I found out I was going to be working for like 80 plus hours a week. Then I learned to hate it. But I hadn't been back to school since 2014, so I had no idea how any of it worked. So
Mhm.
she's like, or Cass was, you know, like,
Oh, it's very different now.
It starts like pretty soon, whatever. And I was like, okay. I kept getting the thing. It says August 25th, semester starts. So I'm sitting here panicking. I'm like, how am I supposed to do all this stuff for B.A.D and do this? And, you know, I'm like, oh, it doesn't act, my classes don't start. My classes start in
Just the
September and
semester
October.
starts. Yeah.
I was like, don't tell me the semester starts, because my brain goes, oh shit, I have to have everything
Class
done
is
by then.
starting. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm going back for psych to be able to help, you know. Realistically, it's like what me and you were talking about before. It's just like having the terminology. Like I understand the basics. but understanding the history and the terminology behind things, it just helps me articulate things a little bit better. And frankly, it's always been something that I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
And I might just go get my associates, and then I might stop, go back through and get my associates in something else, and just keep doing that to be able to have a better understanding when we have other guests come in. And,
knowledge is great, man. Knowledge is power. It's fun learning, growing your mind's abilities.
It's just wild to me that back in 2014, I had no idea how any of it worked at all. And luckily, it worked out because it's cheap here now that I'm in Ann Arbor. So.
2014.
Yeah. How much? When did you
I
graduate?
was having my second kid.
Whatever, dude.
Seriously.
When did you graduate? You're not. You're 6 years older. How much older?
I'm.
You don't have to say your
almost
age.
10 years older than you.
Almost?
Yeah.
I'm 31.
Yeah. I'm 38.
Okay.
I think.
Doesn't seem like it.
No, but when you throw out a year and then like a date,
yeah, I know.
Then it makes me feel dated. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
When you were a freshman, I was having a child. Like,
well, you're having kids at a young age.
This is true.
Yeah.
Lucky I wasn't having them before then.
Yeah, in high school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm lucky too. So I never had to, grow up that way.
I'm a better man than I once was. That's for sure.
I'm working on it. I'm getting there.
I'm no longer seeking validation from outside sources.
Well, that's a very positive move now.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That actually reminds me, I had a quote I wanted to ask you about. I don't think we talked about it on here yet.
Okay. My brain's a little foggy right now.
But I thought it was pretty good.
Under the weather, but I'll do my best.
All right. So it's an Eckhart Tolle quote, and it's, if I accept the fact that my relationships are here to make me conscious instead of happy, then my relationships become a wonderful self-mastery tool that keeps realigning me with my higher purpose for living. I thought that was pretty cool.
I like that. Why don't you explain?
So for me, it's drawn an awareness to my attitude towards people in my life, people that I know and care about, and then people that I have to interact with that I don't know. And just kind of taking the element of their effect over a situation out of the equation. It just shows me that whatever I'm getting out of a situation with a person or a conversation that I'm having, I'm getting something out of it that I'm putting in. We're all kind of mirrors to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that for a long time, I've always looked at relationships as a thing to make me happy, or depending on what the relationship is or who it is. If the relationship is okay, then I'm good. Whether it's a friend, family, relationship, partner, that's kind of dictated my happiness level, at times. And then I know as I've gone through more like work towards self-realization, I've come to a deeper understanding of how I affect those situations and those relationships. So it's not been putting so much on someone else and then me reacting to that.
Yeah.
But I have my own sets of challenging relationships in life, and I think as I've read that and doing the work and the reading that I've been doing lately, it's kind of all come together for me in a deeper understanding of it, which has been beneficial, right? Like I am not judging so much the other people around me, and I'm remembering how and why they might be in a mindset that they are, and that maybe the reason that I'm feeling challenged is something to grow me or to grow them or to grow the both of us. Versus,
again, being mutually beneficial towards each other.
Right.
Me and Matt were talking about this on the last episode. We were talking about relationships and how I tend to have some, like the relationships that are around me are to benefit me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, and Matt explained it for me in a better way. Like it's not a transaction. It's a transaction, but we're both benefiting from each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's not I'm being friends with this person because they benefit me.
Right.
And only me. It's that I'm taking something from them and we're both growing in that aspect, whether it's finances, whether it's
spiritually, whether it's philosophically, whether, we all have friends that we get something out of,
Mhm.
but they're also getting the same thing out of it as well.
Yeah, it should be complementary.
Yeah.
All relationships should be complementary in some way, and you should be giving something to them in order, to receive.
That's where I start to realize that I can, that I've been able, we talk about therapists and stuff, like boundaries is something that I've learned
Mhm.
over my years of talk therapy, that I don't have to allow somebody into my life, or I don't have to continue allowing somebody to be in my life if they're in there for a negative way.
Mhm.
I can speak to them about it, and I can try to work through it and see if that is going to change.
Mhm.
In the moment that it sees fit that it's not going to change, I'm very decent at being like, I'm not getting anything positive out of this relationship anymore. Therefore, they're not getting anything positive out of me, because I've already tried to express that I'm not getting
Mhm.
anything positive, and they're not giving anything positive, or I'm not giving them anything positive.
Mhm.
Nothing changed, so I can move on from this.
Yeah.
And it's not like, I've had to do that with family members who I absolutely adore and love. I've had to do it with friends who I just can't be around anymore, just because to just strictly live a negative life and have a
Mhm.
negative mindset no matter what you say to them. And I always hope that, it's my idea of, I say this to a lot of friends who are in relationships and who have just gotten cheated on, just had a major breakup, just for mutual department, like, point forward.
Mhm.
Just keep pointing forward. And if those people, like, you work on becoming a better you every day, look forward, don't look in the rear view.
Mhm.
And if for whatever reason it works out to where they start running up next to you, still keep looking forward. And if they pass you, or then you guys meet back up and things work out, otherwise you stay on your positive forward path and don't look into the past. Because a lot of people, and myself included, I spent years worrying about relationships that weren't going to continue, and it didn't better me and it didn't better them.
Yeah.
So the only thing I've learned from that now is, if you have a relationship that unfortunately has to terminate, it's best for you to don't turn around and point forward. Once that decision is made, keep that decision solid and draw your boundary in the sand and
Yeah.
just walk forward.
Yeah, I mean, boundaries are for you and for others, and what you choose to participate in can definitely affect your life. And
Well, you're helping you and them.
I mean, sometimes, I know from experience, sometimes the distance is good. That detachment is good. It forces somebody to look at their own challenges to try to overcome them. I think it's definitely, I don't know, it's tough, because you get into like a detachment area where, like, this whole having expectations for a relationship is creating an attachment to that person or that thing to be happy. And there's a lot of different philosophies of life, whether it's like Buddhism or Stoicism or anything else. A lot of information is there that suggests it's important to remain detached to a certain level. Not that attachments are bad for you, but when you're attached to something, there's an expectation. And when that expectation doesn't happen, then you're left disappointed. So it's good to be able to show up for people and yourself, show up for the people you care about with the best of intentions. But yeah, if there's things that are going on that are negative, then you have to know when to tell yourself not to participate anymore, or tell them not to participate.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. You
I
got to
think-
know.
Yeah. And I think just being able to stick to them afterwards. I mean,
That's tough.
it's much easier said than done. We're all like, because the love and the past tears you back into that, and it tells you, well, hey, remember all these good times?
Mm.
It's like, well, maybe the good times are gone.
Yeah.
And maybe it's time for you to have more good times somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that by meaning like give up on everything that's hard. I mean, once you've done the work to see if it's going to work out, once you've actually put in the real effort and you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, I've done everything I possibly can to make this work, it's now harming me,
Mhm.
then, make your decision.
And if your decision is to leave that relationship or leave that situation, stand your ground and just take the step forward. And I'm only saying that because I've spent years of my life not doing that, knowing while I was in it that it was the wrong thing to do, but you just get sucked back into the cycle.
Yeah.
And it's very easy when you're surrounded by the negativity in your life to be sucked down into the negativity toilet bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Like that spiral actually exists. And the only way that you can get out of it is just by reaching out and grabbing onto something.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think it's important to know yourself and know how things are affecting you. That affects a lot of other, a relationship with somebody that's putting strain on you can affect every other area of your life. So it's important to know what's going on with yourself so that you can establish boundaries if you have to. And there's a book called, I believe it's The 5 Levels of Attachment, and it's a Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. book, same author of like the 4 Agreements and all that.
Yeah.
And it's called The 5th Attachment, I believe.
I think it is, and
or the 5th level, the 5 levels of attachment.
That's what it
right?
is. Yeah.
And so, in that book, he goes through the different levels of attachment that there are, and having some attachment is a good thing, especially with people you care about and love. But it's very easy for that to progress to being so attached that it can negatively affect you. And I think it's just really important to see where you're at. Where you're being supportive and loving, showing up the way that you want for relationships, but understanding how that affects you and knowing where you're overly attached to where it's, if somebody does something that upsets you and your reaction to that creates more negativity because you're upset about it, then you have 2 people that have negatively affected the relationship, and that makes it harder, to fix things or to come at it with the right perspective. And when we can remain in an area that's like not overly attached, where that person's mood or action is going to completely ruin my day or not, then you're in a good zone, right?
Yeah.
Because if they're showing up the right way, then you can be there also and show up with the right mindset and attitude, and it can be a complementary relationship.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, it just comes back to the balance of everything. You like when you're trying new things, we say go in head on, like try it. If you're going to do it, go all the way.
Yeah.
Like there are certain aspects where you go all the way in on things, but in general, like if you can understand everything a little bit, like you'll have the balance.
Yeah. And it's okay to go in. You can go in 100% on everything as long as you're not attaching your happiness to the outcome.
Right.
So as long as you're going into it knowing the possibilities and you can accept both of those, knowing that you're giving
the win
effort,
or the loss,
then you're good.
Right.
If you know that a specific outcome in a situation is going to make life harder on you or unmanageable, then that's when you have to pump the brakes and say, is this something I want to pursue full on, or
is the risk worth it?
Right. And that's where you have to get to that kind of balanced detachment or attachment and be able to involve yourself in things, but with a higher level perspective, and the experience is going to be what you draw on down the road and take lessons from. It's not necessarily the outcome. We all want certain things to happen, but even situations that don't happen the way that we want them to can still turn out well and be blessings. You normally just don't see it in the moment, So I don't know, man. That's been a big lesson for me, is wanting and needing a desire, having an attachment, and down the road realizing I got what I wanted. It just wasn't the way that I thought I was going to get it. Yeah. And I was miserable at times waiting for my outcome kind of deal. And it's like, oh man, if I just would have shifted my perspective, it could have been totally different.
Her perspective is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, it's that happiness being happy for the sunshine and happy for the rain. But like you have to find a way to shed new light on things. If you're stuck in a negative in a negative space, something is going wrong, and you need to shift your mind not to woe is me, not to everything is here to take it out on me. It's maybe your mind needs to shift to I need to make a change.
Yeah, what are you doing to negatively affect yourself?
Because it's not on anybody else. We all go through terrible things.
Mhm.
There's people right now, as we speak, who are going through things that I couldn't even fucking imagine.
Mhm.
And I don't know how I would handle them. But if you have the capability of thinking,
What can
What- yeah,
I be
what can I
learning
do?
from this?
Yes.
What am I supposed to grow through in this moment?
Yeah.
Instead of this moment is happening to me and it's terrible.
yeah.
It makes a huge difference.
I mean, and again, it's easier said than done, but that's why, we take our experiences and the hardships and the times that we've went through and the time that I've frankly wasted. But I had to waste that time in order to
yeah.
be able to sit here and express to other people that you shouldn't waste that time.
Lots of mistakes.
And that's I'd be happy to go through all that stuff again in order to help one person not go through it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what we're all about. So
I would definitely have done a lot different, I think, in my life with the hindsight, but I wouldn't change anything because it's given me
yeah, it's
you
made
know,
us
a better
who we are.
understanding of life,
Yeah.
you know.
And I'm blessed to even be here enough to keep trying to understand it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but you want to end this?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm cool.
Everybody go. We have the new Keep Going line out,
Yeah.
and everybody gets 2 stickers. So one for you, one to give away with anything that you buy.
Yeah, put it in order, get your free swag.
Yeah.
It's on there on
And
the
then
website.
we also this episode will come out the second week of September. I'll have just gotten back. I'll actually be coming back that night from Colorado, but we're doing a big giveaway out there, and we also in September 1st. This will be the first time I'm saying it on the podcast. We have a suicide awareness hat that it's going to be up on the website for everybody to buy.
Yeah, check out the new gear.
Yeah,
New
and then
hats,
we're gonna
new-
have
new
more and
clothes.
more coming
Yeah.
out as the weeks go on. Frankly, we just have some photo shoots to do, and we get to go out and have some fun. So
Yeah, I'll be trying to post something in terms of maybe an event schedule for doing
Okay.
some training or some hiking.
Yeah.
Get people together.
yeah, that'll be fun.
Put that out there soon. And then I was going to ask you one more question, and now I'm blanking.
That's okay.
It's a bummer.
We've got some stuff coming out
Yeah.
for the B.A.D operation, and just trying to push people to take those baby steps forward and go from there. So,
Yeah.
you good?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, what was it? All right.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll talk about it.
For sure.
All right. Peace.
See ya.